Hey there, folks. It's me, D, again. Don't want to talk to you about the season premiere of season 9 of The Walking Dead. No, I haven't done one of these before, but I will give a little bit of a warning. This won't be a typical review where I kind of glance over the plot. This will be definitely spoiler filled. So if you haven't seen the episode, please stop the video, go watch the episode, and then come back to me. And if you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button and that like button just so it can help my channel just a little bit. But anyway, let's go ahead and get going. So, if we remember from the events of season 8, Rick and Hilltop and everybody else has been able to defeat the Saviors. They did not kill Negan. He's in a prison somewhere. And so here we are, I presume several months later, because now they're all working together trying to, get things going. And we start off in the episode where they're going through Washington, D.C., I presume, because we see a shot of the Capitol building. And they go into one of the museums and they find some farming equipment. But apparently the museum has like a glass bottom, so they have to be very careful getting it out. But at the same time, like I said, they're helping the group, the Saviors. I wanted to say Salvation, but there's the Saviors. And they're having a hard time because their crops are dying. They're not making it too well. Anyway, so I just wanted to give a few thoughts watching the episode. Like I said, I found it. I'm gonna go just a few points here, and tell me if you like it this way or if you just want me to do a recap of the episode. So anyway, on the way back, they get stuck in some mud, and some kid that we don't know they get caught up in a horde. And as they're about to abandon the horses, a kid wants to let the horse go, gets bit, and dies in a matter of like 2 seconds. I think he's the fastest person to die after a bite. Because if we know from the previous episodes, everybody else that I've seen get bit, takes a little bit, takes some time. So anyway, he's part of Hilltop, so Maggie has to tell the parents. Parents aren't too happy. And Gregory sees this as his opening to cause some problems. And gets the folks drunk. And gets Dad to go after Maggie. And it doesn't work out. And this is where I start trying to... I have a few thoughts by the time of the episode. First, apparently walkers make bad scarecrows. Not sure why anybody want to put a walker out for a scarecrow. And in this episode, we finally get to see Judith talk. Now, the girl, from my estimation, is hitting 4. And in all these seasons, she hasn't said a word or uttered a peep. And now, she can't shut up. And in one of the funnier scenes, she goes, "Hey, Dad's big belly." And she's talking about Rick. And if Rick has a big belly, golly, I hate her to look at mine. Anyway, moving along. So it seems Father Gabriel is either blind or blind in one eye. I couldn't really tell. But he's able to make up for that with a really cool hat. I mean, he was wearing the hell out of that. So anyway, like I said, the wagon gets stuck in the mud. A small herd appears. And so, they are going to abandon the wagon and come back later. But as the kid is getting bit, they decide to go ahead and clear out the herd. And my thoughts are, well, why didn't you just clear out the herd in the first place? Granted, the argument can be made they didn't know how big the herd was going to be. but apparently they, didn't want to go on the offensive. And, that's been some of my issues with the shows. When sometimes they see, small walkers here and there, they just leave them alone. I'm like, you know what? For every walker you take out, that's one less walker you have to deal with later. And personally, I'd be setting some, traps or, some huge hole somewhere for them to fall in and, die. Anyway, I'm moving on here. Starting to rant a little bit. And in this time, it seems King Ezekiel and Carol have developed a relationship, which is pretty cool. We find out Daryl is in charge of the Saviors, but he doesn't want it. He likes being part of small groups instead of huge ones. Can't say I blame him. But in a little touching moment, we find out Carol is going to take over running the Saviors. But the Saviors, we're starting to notice, somebody's posting pro-Negan paraphernalia, saying the Saviors will sell us again, or we are still Negan. But of course, nobody's going to come forward and say who it is. I kind of have a feeling who it is, but I'll leave that till later. But one other thing I really didn't understand was Gregory, the ex-mayor or runner or however, who lost the election, like I said, finds the grieving parents of the kid that died and tries to con old dad to attack Maggie. And I'm trying to figure out how did they expect to get away with this, because it's a closed community and just about everybody's on high alert at any given time. So, you would hear some type of struggle or noise, and all Maggie had to do was scream, and 4 people are going to be there. And that's exactly what happened. Wow. So, of course, the big thriller of the evening is we see Gregory get attached to the news, because apparently The Walking Dead is going to run things like it's the 1800s. And we had ourselves a good old-fashioned hanging. So, end of episode 1, we have our first quote-unquote big death. Mr. Gregory. Moving on. See you later. Anyway, that's about the most of The Walking Dead, episode 1. Like I said, I've given my little 2 cents along the way. Tell me if you like the way I did this recap. Or if not, you can hit that thumbs down button. But do you still watch The Walking Dead? Are you ready for the show to be over? And from my understanding, there's only going to be a few more episodes while Rick is going to be on this show. So we could wonder and speculate how he's going to leave the show. Tell me your thoughts about that. I like talking to you guys. Post in the comments below. And like I said, don't forget to subscribe. And hit that like button. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.